Hey guys, what is up? I'm Victoria and I'm back at you with another training. So, today we're going to talk about how to work smarter, not harder, when it comes to your fat loss results. So, if you guys don't know me, I'm Victoria. I'm a personal trainer and a nutrition coach, and I help women build their bodies with confidence. So, without giving up your favorite foods. That's important. So, a lot of times we're going to kind of dive right into it. I'm going to compare this to my journey personally and how this helped me change my mentality from working smarter, not harder. This can apply in a lot of areas of life. As we know, the hustle mentality is very engraved in a lot of our minds. We have to work hard, keep working hard in order to get that one thing that we want, in order to get the life that we want, in order to become the person that we want. You just got to work harder. You just got to keep grinding. That's what life is like right now. And, honestly, I'm not about that stigmatism. So I am going to teach you guys how to work smarter, not harder with your fat loss results so you can keep your fat off forever. Okay? Yes, forever. Because I have had people do it plenty of times before, including myself. So just to give you guys a little overview, I'm going to share a little bit about my experience. So here I am, working out 7 days a week on the left. This is me in, freshman year of high school or freshman year of college, last year of high school, around that time frame. I was working out 7 days a week, only cardio. My body was so stressed out because I thought if you just work harder, everything's going to just come to you. You're going to get the body you want if you continue to work hard. Little did I know that was doing a lot more harm than good. So if you guys don't know me, I have a very big story about my eating disorder that I struggled with during this time. Because I was working out 7 days a week and I was barely eating food, I struggled with my hormones. I struggled with my relationship with food. And I struggled to get back to the point where I was eating like a normal person. Because I always thought that the less food, the better, because that's what's going to make me skinny, right? And really that mindset was killing my results more than not. I felt miserable. My body hurt. My body ached every day. I couldn't eat the things that I actually liked to eat because I thought that they were going to ruin my progress. Like I would literally go to social events and say no to a chocolate chip cookie, which that's my freaking favorite dessert. I would say no to a chocolate chip cookie because I felt that that's going to ruin my results. So I shouldn't have that. And my family would actually make fun of me for it. And at the time, sure, it was all funny and everything, but to be honest with you, for me, it was a lot more than funny. It was a serious thing that I was dealing with. And it wasn't anything that I wanted to laugh about because I knew that deep down it was a really big problem. Although I didn't want to go get the help that I know I needed. I didn't want to admit that I was wrong, but that hurt to hear people laugh about the way that I was eating, especially because I knew that that was probably doing a lot more harm than good to my body. So my body was going through it. I lost my period for 6 months. I had to go to a doctor, and that doctor told me, you have the hormones of a menopausal woman. Guys, I was 18 years old. That was not okay. She's like, we need to get this fixed. So I had to go see a nutritionist, and she kind of gave me the lowdown of what I needed to be doing, right? And that lowdown was eat more, do less, right? You'd be shocked to hear someone say that nowadays, right? And I'm here to tell you that this is actually what worked. From the photo in the left to the photo in the right, I was doing significantly less in the photo in the right. Okay, so on the left, I was not enjoying the process. I was miserable. Like I told you guys, I was aching. My body was aching every day. And no, it was not for me. And thinking about food 24/7, this was a big one. I was like, what is going to be my next meal? I was living off of salads and grilled chicken because I thought that was what was going to get me the body that I wanted. And I know now that that's not true. I need carbs. I need protein. I need fuel, right? Especially when I'm working out really hard. I was not eating my favorite foods, as we talked about. I would skip on dessert because I thought that would ruin my progress. Meanwhile, I wasn't even seeing the progress that I wanted. And that's the whole crazy part, right? So I wasn't seeing the changes in my body that I really wanted to. I wanted to feel strong. I wanted to look toned, which requires you to eat if you want to look toned, because you have to build muscle and lose body fat. And that requires food, right? So my biggest takeaway in this is my photo on the left. is that working harder and not smarter was killing my results. So now fast forward to the photo on the right where I was working smarter and I was not working harder. I was feeling overall healthier and stronger. I was seeing more definition in my body, which was really great for me because this was like a kind of time and point where I was like ready to quit. And I was like, listen, I'm not seeing the results that I want, but like, I'm going to keep going. And I'm glad that I kept going because I was finally able to understand that I didn't need to do more. I just needed to do the right thing that my body needed in order to get me the results that I wanted, right? And fitness and health is a constant work in progress. So I'm not saying that this is the end result in this photo. However, it was a big turning point for me, okay? I was confident in my bikini. I had a better relationship with food and myself. And reason being was because I learned how to eat properly. That's the biggest suggestion. I'm going to recap all of this stuff towards the end with you guys so you know exactly what to start doing in order to move forward. I was only working out 4 to 5 days a week here, okay? And that was the biggest difference that it made in my progress was instead of working out every day, that's the working harder mentality, I was working smarter and I was giving my body rest to get results, right? Because your muscles aren't built in the gym, they're built during rest, okay? So that's a really key component to making sure that you're seeing results is you have to prioritize your rest. And if you're not, and your body's always stressed out like mine was on the left side, then you're never going to see those results. So that was a huge turning point for me as well. Biggest switch that I made was working out 4 to 5 days a week rather than 7. And then the second big switch was instead of doing just cardio, I was hitting the weights and walking. Walking was my form of cardio. So I would go on walks out in my neighborhood, just hitting my steps, or I'd go on the treadmill and just do an incline walk, whatever felt good that day. Instead of like running myself to the ground and literally running every single day, I was not doing that anymore and I was hitting the weights. This took me a while to get used to because at first, like I really didn't like weight training. So this is my reason why I'm sharing this is because there's a lot of women out there who when they first start weight training, they're like, I don't know if this is for me, but I promise you it gets better. It gets so much better, okay? Because I love weight training now. Once I started to like fall in love with the process of weightlifting, it became so much easier for me to trust the process and see results because I was like, damn, this feels good. I'm strong. I'm killing it. I'm lifting heavy stuff. People in the gym were looking at me because I'm like stronger than I look, right? And it's a great feeling, but it takes time to trust that process and really work with the mentality of like, this is the way that my body is supposed to be working rather than the things that you think you're supposed to be doing because everybody else is doing, right? And I was living my damn life. This was a big one for me too. So this is the number three. This is the third thing that really made the biggest difference in my life was because on the left, I was not enjoying my life. Like I was like passing up on plans because I was afraid that like eating out too much would kill my progress or I'd have to go on a long run the next day. So I like wouldn't want to go out with my friends. And I was bored. Like all I was doing was exercising and barely eating. And that was no way to live your life, right? Over on the right, like I was going to the beach every weekend. I was going out to eat like once or twice a week and not stressing out about it. And that was like a huge component for me as well to make sure that these results were sustainable and I was able to keep fat off forever. Because if I didn't improve what was going on here, then none of that other stuff would matter, right? So working internally on the stuff that was really eating me up inside, like not being able to enjoy a cookie and proving to myself that I could eat a cookie and still freaking lose fat was a game changer. And it sounds so silly now, but like if you're going through this and you understand those feelings, like you get it. A girl that gets it gets it. So you guys know what I'm talking about. So being able to just like say yes to more things instead of saying no to more things actually helped me keep fat off in the long run. Because if we think about it, if fitness is our whole life instead of just a piece of our life, then it's going to consume you. It's going to be the only thing that you think about every day. And that's no way to live your life because we also have to have those enjoyable moments too, right? So my biggest takeaways in sharing this with you guys, in order to keep fat off forever, you need to be doing less, right? In order for it to work and for your process to stay sustainable, you have to be doing sustainable things, right? So if you're working out 7 days a week, let's cut that back a little bit. Let's work out 5 to 6 days a week. if you're not eating the things you enjoy, why don't we start incorporating that a little bit, right? After dinner every day, like have your favorite little treat, put it in your calorie tracker, your macro tracker if you're tracking your macros, and account for it, right? Because you can have that thing. You can have that thing you want. You just have to prove it to yourself that, like, okay, I could plan for this. I could have my favorite dessert at night and then also have the things that are helping me hit my goals during the day, right? So that was a huge turning point for me as well. And then number 3, don't make fitness your whole entire life, right? If it is your whole entire life, you're going to get burnt out. You're going to want to quit. You're going to want to not do this anymore ever again. And that's how you gain fat back, right? The more times we do something that is unsustainable for our health and then stop, the easier it is to gain that weight and that fat back, because we are doing all those crash diets. We're stopping and starting, we're stopping and starting. And we just want to do something that's going to be sustainable in the long run, rather than always hopping on that start-stop mentality and that, like, I'm going to do this fad diet today and then tomorrow I'll look great. No, because if your process is promising you that you can do something in 30 days or less, it's a fad diet. Because these things take time. That was something that I really needed to learn as well, is like, if you want to see sustainable results, you have to be okay with taking the long route, right? Because without that, you're just going to be doing another crash diet, right? So guys, those photos between that time, this was 3 years apart. Maybe more, actually. I think this was 4 years apart. 4 years apart. I'm not saying that all of that time was going smoothly and that this only took me I'm talking years, guys. 4 years apart. Sorry. There was no bumps and bruises in the road, because there 100% was, right? But I was trusting the process. I was doing something different, out of my comfort zone than what I was used to. And that takes time, right? And that was one of the biggest lessons that I could give you, was trust the freaking process, because that shit does not take a short amount of time. Building muscle takes time. Losing fat takes time. Trust the process. Prioritize these things. And I promise you, you will see those results that you're looking for. Okay? And I hope this was super helpful. If you guys want my Hourglass Blueprint on how to start your body recomposition process, building muscle and losing body fat and keeping it off forever, DM me or comment below and I will give you my guide. All right? Hope this was helpful for you guys.